Hey friends, and welcome to this new video. A few days ago, Chapter 5 of Poppy Playtime was released and we finally got to see how the story continues. It was a highly anticipated chapter and now we have new answers, but also new questions. In this chapter we witnessed several twists. Some moments felt lighter, others were definitely heavier. There are scenes that change how we look at certain characters and others that open new possibilities for what could happen next. Anyway, the story is not over. The ending of Chapter 5 is clearly an open ending. It doesn't close everything. Actually, it leaves space for a direct sequel. We already know it will continue the story right from where Chapter 5 ended. This means many of the questions we have now will likely be answered later, but at the same time it's very likely new ones will appear. In this video, I want to focus on one specific thing. The first statements about Chapter 6 from Mob Entertainment. So we'll be looking at official material released by the developers. We're not talking about theories, we're not talking about fan-made content, but information that comes directly from the creators of the game. We'll see what has been said, what we can already understand, and which clues might hint at the direction of the next chapter. Some details may seem small, but in Poppy Playtime they often make a big difference. Before we start, if you enjoyed the video and want to support the channel, leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me bring more videos about Poppy Playtime. With that said, let's begin and see what we actually know about Chapter 6. Let's talk about the official statements from Mob Entertainment. A few days ago, on the occasion of the Chapter 5 launch, one of the members of Mob Entertainment was interviewed by a website called Dual Shokers. For those who don't know, it's a site that mainly talks about video games and often does very interesting interviews and reviews. During this interview, several questions were asked, but there is one that is really crucial to understand the future of the series. They asked the developer if they already have all the chapters and the story's ending planned out, or if the project is open and can be expanded as much as they want. This is a very interesting question because it touches the heart of how a series like Poppy Playtime is developed. The developer's answer was really significant. They said that yes, they already have a long-term vision of the story. They know how they want it to evolve and also how it will end. But, and here is the most important part, they don't want to follow a rigid scheme. They want to leave room for changes and developments along the way so that the series can grow together with the community. In my opinion, this is a very smart choice. It means that even though they have a clear idea of where they want to go, Mob Entertainment can adapt the story based on what works best, what players like, and what the community itself suggests. It's not just about following a preset schedule, but about creating a shared path between developers and players. Basically, we can say that Poppy Playtime is a series that not only grows thanks to the work of Mob Entertainment, but also grows thanks to the excitement and involvement of the community. Every new chapter becomes a meeting point between the developer's vision and the fans' expectations, and this makes the story even more alive and interesting to follow. Another important aspect of Mob Entertainment is the way they really listen to their community. During game launches, they are always very present and try to stay in direct contact with fans. A perfect example is the Chapter 5 ARG, which took place entirely on Mob Entertainment's official Discord server. This means that players could actively participate in clues, puzzles, and small missions even before the game was released. It's a way of involving the community that goes far beyond just listening to comments or reviews. It's a real dialogue. Some of the developers even talk directly with fans, answer questions, comment on theories, and sometimes give small hints. This creates a strong bond between those who develop the game and those who play it, a relationship that doesn't stop at the finished product but grows along with the game experience itself. Chapter 5 is a clear example of this approach. Even though there were some criticisms, which we analyzed in yesterday's video, the chapter was a huge success. The community received it very well, and for many players, it is even considered the best chapter in the series so far. Mob Entertainment had announced before the release that, to create Chapter 5, they had taken the community's opinions very seriously and had tried to integrate suggestions, feedback, and expectations into the final game. This philosophy obviously won't stop here, and it will continue. Everything they learned from developing Chapter 5 will be crucial for Chapter 6 and for the following chapters. In other words, every new experience will be influenced by the community and their active participation, creating a series that grows not only by the developer's will, but also together with the players. And this is probably one of the main reasons why Poppy Playtime continues to be so loved and followed. So, connecting everything we talked about, we can say that for Chapter 6, Mob Entertainment already has a clear vision of what the game will be like and how the story will continue. They know where they want to go, which important moments to include, and how they want the characters and the plot to evolve. But at the same time, the development of the game will not be completely rigid. It will also be influenced by the feedback they receive from Chapter 5. After all, we shouldn't forget that Chapter 5 itself was developed by listening to the feedback from Chapter 4. So we can imagine that in these weeks, while working on Chapter 6, Mob Entertainment is already analyzing all the criticism that Chapter 5 has received and will continue to receive in order to create an even more balanced and engaging experience. The criticism is not necessarily something negative. In fact, in a series like Poppy Playtime, criticism helps identify weak points that can be improved. Every piece of feedback gives developers valuable information about what works less, and what could be made more effective. If Chapter 5 turned out so well, part of the credit also goes to the criticism that Chapter 4 received. It is a process that allows the game to grow and improve with every new chapter. A concrete example concerns Chapter 5 itself. One of the main criticisms was the number of puzzles. Some players said there were too many and that sometimes they interrupted the pacing of the game, slightly breaking the horror atmosphere that had been built so well. Thanks to this type of feedback, Mob Entertainment now knows what to adjust for. Chapter 6. They will likely work to find a better balance between puzzles, gameplay pacing, and horror tension, so that every moment feels engaging without losing the atmosphere that makes Poppy Playtime unique. We can already understand that Chapter 6 will be the result of a mix between the developer's vision and the community's observations. A planned story, but also a flexible one. Growing together with the players and constantly trying to improve chapter after chapter. Now, to wrap things up, let's talk about a very interesting message written by Zach, the CEO of Mob Entertainment, inside the official Discord server. This message dates back to 2024, and looking at it today, it takes on a completely different meaning. In that message, Zach directly mentioned Chapter 6. This means that already in 2024, there was a concrete idea to continue the series beyond Chapter 5. It wasn't just a distant possibility, but something that was already part of the team's vision. I remember that when I first talked about that message, many people thought it was a joke. And that's understandable, because we know that Mob Entertainment sometimes jokes with the community, leaves ambiguous messages, or makes comments that make it hard to tell what is serious and what isn't. It's part of their communication style and the relationship they've built with fans. But looking back now, that message wasn't a joke at all. It was a real hint, a confirmation that Chapter 6 was already planned. Today we can read it as one of the first concrete signals about the future of the series. With that said, I'm curious to know what you think. Do you think Chapter 6 will change a lot compared to Chapter 5, or will it follow the same direction? Let me know in the comments, because I want to read your opinions. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next updates about Poppy Playtime. Bye bye and see you soon.